What up, what up, what up? It's T. Vincent Miss Dean. And we just pulled up on Route 8 podcast, man. We got the legendary. Oh, man. Man, this guy that made the hood classics. I mean, oh, my goodness. I mean, this is the new Spike Lee. I mean, I'm telling y'all, man, we talking to Spike Lee right now. I just don't know it.
New because he's seasoned, baby.
Yeah, seasoned. Okay, John Singletary. Well, yeah. Man, this dude is in the game. I mean, this is my man. This man, I watch all his movies. We love him. Man, the dude is an amazing actor, amazing director. But, man, we got him in the building. What's up? How you doing today? Go and tell him your name.
Hey, man, look, this your main man, T Miles, man, a.k.a. T Millions, Mr. Make It Happen.
Right, and he makes it happen, man.
What's up?
Man,
What's
it's
up?
good
How
to
you
have
doing
you.
today, man? How you doing today?
Oh, man, it's a truly a blessing, man. It's definitely a blessing.
Right,
That's
man.
all that matters. So I guess we just gonna jump in.
Man, you've been breaking down barriers, man. You've been doing stuff that most people can't do. You know what I mean? So we're going to have to give you flowers, man, right now. I mean, you coming out of D.C., man. You making these classic movies. You've been A&R'ing. You've been acting. I mean, you know, how did it start off? What a young T Miles look like?
Man, you know what? I mean, as far as this entertainment business, a lot of people really don't know unless it's people that's coming out of D.C. I started in the comedy business. And, I mean, pretty much I didn't really know how to really get into the industry the way I wanted to get into it because I at the time I couldn't sing and I couldn't rap. So I always try to figure out a way I could do it. And there was only two ways I could do it. And that was either comedy or porn.
So, wait. So you strategically embedded yourself in the comedy?
Yep. I actually did it like that. And I really want to be a comedy promoter. And like I say, a lot of people know my story, you know, doing 10 years in the federal system and coming out, I wanted a whole new game plan. And I didn't want to go back to where I used to. So this entertainment world was something that I pursued. And like I said, I ended up doing comedy. And I was doing the stand-up. I was doing it for a while, but I only did the stand-up because I wanted to cut management and booking agents out. So by me becoming a comedian, it allowed me to get closer to the comics, to where I got their phone numbers, and I would come do their spots, and they would come do my spots. So now I didn't have to go through the management or a booking agency, and it worked out because pretty much.
So you were being creative on how to be more independent and control more of your destiny for real. And what you want.
Exactly. And I mean, like I say, I just planned it out real strategically, and it worked out well to where, you know, I ended up being good friends with Kevin Hart, Mike Epps, and a lot of other great ones that was coming up at the time.
Right.
So wait, because I want to know about this, because you kind of briefly talked about how you were in jail, and I kind of read up on you a little bit about how you were kind of like a troubled teen in and out of the system. What were some of the things that you feel like sparked that? Like, what drew that negative side out of you? You feel like growing up in DC or Maryland? What kind of?
I mean, we're pretty much coming up in Southeast DC at the time. I mean, you got to think we talking like, you know, like the early 80s, and I mean, it was crazy. And you know, everybody know the African Americans stories coming up in a household with no mother. And hey, stop. Sorry about that, y'all. Coming up in a household with no father, but a mother and a sister, you know, living in a 2-bedroom apartment. I mean, at the time, coming up in the 80s, I mean, when you go outside as a youngster, we go outside and look up at the dudes on the corner. So when we look up at the dudes on the corner, that was the father figures. I mean, it was a whole different ball game to where it is today. I mean, the guys on the corner back then, they was making sure the young generation didn't have to do the things that they was doing out there. So they gave us the money and they gave us the long talks about, you know, what you should be doing with your life and don't live like me. But you got to also understand, to someone like myself, I was fascinated about it. Like, man, I want to be like you. I don't care what you say. I want to be like you.
Right.
So, you know, that's how it all led to certain situations. And I just always been the kind of dude to where I wasn't the one who, if everybody was selling drugs and doing this, I found another way and a different way to make a way different than what everybody else was doing.
Right.
So it wasn't you being a follower. It was more like you were just more like a victim to your environment, honestly. It was
Right.
what was going on around you.
Right.
Right. And
Go ahead.
I just wanted to be the young man in my house to help my mother, being as though I was the only male figure in the house. I just wanted to be that one because I seen how my mother was struggling. Then after my mother caught cancer, I mean, I was like, man, I can't sit back and just allow certain things to happen. So I actually went out in the streets and I just took another turn than what everybody else was doing. When everybody was selling narcotics, I was just masterminding to doing the cars and taking the cars straight off the car dealerships and going and sell it to other car dealerships.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hustling by any means.
That's crazy.
And I would like to know, like, how do you feel like that shaped you as a person and helped you in this career? Everything you've been through, from prison to even being in and out of the system young, dealing with certain people, being put in adverse situations. How do you feel like that shaped you as the man you are now?
It's crazy this may sound. I tell a lot of people a lot of times that because they say, man, if you had a chance, what would you do? I probably wouldn't do nothing. I probably would want to go through the same things that I went through back then, because to be honest with you, it helped me to be who I am today. Because the generation that's going on today, man, I mean, they so lost of what's going on out here. It's dangerous to be lost right now. And right now, my eyes are so open to what's going on. I look at me going through prison was a real college degree that I got, because I learned so much about life and how to deal with people, to where it protects me a whole lot.
And it's crazy you said that too, because I always go off a reference when me and my husband, when we before we got married, we used to work in a factory, and I felt like I had learned so much from working in this factory than I have learned in any successful position, because you're dealing with different people. You're learning how to talk to people, and people rough. Some people rougher than others. Some people, all these different personalities. And I must say, like, that was one of the toughest experience for me, but it taught me so much. It taught me so much game. So I can definitely relate.
Yeah. I mean, it truly did. It showed me a whole lot. And like I say, how to deal with life, how to deal with people. The only downfall that I may say that I run into a lot, and me even discussing it with my fiance, is just that sometimes, to a degree, I don't really know how to talk to people. And I mean, come off, because I'm an aggressive guy. And as though the kind of situation in my life, what I've been through, it made me aggressive. And I don't mean no harm. It's just that that's how I come off. You know what I'm saying?
I'll call it the Dame Dash effect. Because, people always take David Dash wrong, but he don't mean no harm. But he just get taken wrong because he's so aggressive.
Right. I'm just so aggressive. But the crazy part, how it also works in my favor, is the way I speak. When I talk to someone, they feel me because I speak with passion.
Yeah.
So they kind of feel me when I speak to them. But when it comes to, man, trying to do something else, or trying to be a leader in your household to a certain degree, I have to understand it's a way of a tone that I have to come off.
Sure, for sure. That's facts.
So
that's just out of respect.
How did that work with the comedy, with the aggressive talking? We ain't never had a comic that wanted to, you feel like comic might kick your ass. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, you know what? This is the crazy part about it. I've always been the kind of guy that joked on people at the time. And it worked in my favor, because it allowed me, a lot of people don't understand about the comedy business is that it's different levels. And by me being the kind of comic at the time, it allowed me to be able to work with certain comics who was rowdy. And because a lot of comics don't like to deal with comedy clubs that comedians come on and be so rowdy that when they come on, they don't know how to dial the crowd down. So it allowed me to be able to host and do a lot of comedy shows with some of the greats like AJ Johnson, like, because they get crowds so, because everybody know AJ was the kind of person like, the hell with you bitch. That's how he talk to people in the audience. So, I used to watch that, and a lot of people didn't want to work with certain comics. So that's what allowed me to get a lot of gigs, because other comics would be like, man, hey man, call him. Man, he good, he a roll. And it allowed me, and the great late Benzo, rest in peace to my man. That was one of my best friends, AJ Johnson. That's what allowed me to get with Master P.
And it's crazy. Before we even tap into Master P, you work with people such as Kevin Hart, Mike Brooks, Mike
Yeah.
Epps, Ken Williams, like you said, AJ Johnson, and just a numerous amount of big name celebrities. What were those experiences like?
And who was your favorite comedian out of them?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, for one, Mike Brooks is the one who actually put me in the game. Let's get that. Let's get that straight. He actually introduced me to the comedy game.
And how did you guys become acquaintances? How did you guys know each other?
Like after I got out, like I say, after I got out of prison and me putting things together, I started doing like all the major comedy, Moonlight comedy cruises in DC. And at the time, Mike Brooks was the top comic coming out of DC. And like he kind of respected me for, I guess what you may say my street credibility was, and I respect him for his talent. So he knew I was a hustler. He knew I was gonna make things happen. So he allowed himself to follow my guide and what I was doing, and it was very successful. And he was the one who was introducing me to a lot of people to where people was coming to work with me, like from the African Mike Blackston to everybody. I was bringing them to DC. JB Smooth, I brought him before he was even JB Smooth. I just had an eye for a lot of people that I knew that was gonna put a big spark in the entertainment world. And I used to always tell people, even with JB Smooth, this dude is gonna be a star. He's gonna be a star. And people in DC like, man, we don't even know who that dude is, but we know who you are. But it wasn't about me; it was about him. And I mean, a lot of these dudes became who I said they was gonna become.
So I have a question, because you said that you noticed a lot of stars before basically the world caught on, right? And a lot of people caught on, and sometimes even the people you were actually working with. So is there an ingredient that you look for? What is the ingredient that you look for when you're looking for these type of people, or the star power behind it?
I would probably say, for one, their work ethics, for one. Then two, the oddness about them. Like a lot of people like certain people because they kind of remind them of someone that they once knew. Like, but I look at the oddness. I'm like, I don't know if y'all familiar with the rapper Trouble Trouble. Trouble here in Atlanta. I told him he was gonna be a star, and he was like, he even looked at me like, because I mean, at the time, I guess he felt like he was doing what he was doing, but he felt like it wasn't working at the time. I was like, man, just be patient. You're a star, dude. You're gonna make it. And sure enough, he made it, and he became a household name here in Atlanta. But it's just that I look for the honest in people, the passion, their grind and their hustle. I mean, it's not even really about talent no more. It's just that, man, if you got the grind and the hustle, man, you can win.
Right.
What Mystical say?
Yeah, 90% of this shit is your business, 10% of this shit is your talent. Yeah,
and Mike is a real good friend of mine. Like Mike, he telling the truth about that. Like, it's 10% is your talent. It's 90% of your business, how you move.
Right. And shouts out to him, and shouts out to Master P. We also got a relationship with Master P on our new song, Same Chick. Yeah. Over 10 million views already. It's going crazy.
You gotta check it out. When you get a chance, T-Miles. You gotta check it out.
I would definitely.
Let's get to Master P. Like, how did you end up hooking up with the Colonel of the Tank?
Man, let me tell you something. Like I say, like shout out to AJ Johnson, man. I took a gig, and I tell people like this. I took a gig when I was doing comedy for $150, and I was in DC, and the show was all the way in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and it was AJ. AJ was on the show. AJ Scroncho, and JJ from Atlanta, and I told the promoter, 150, I can't do 150. That's too low for me. And I'm like, man, I done did Comic View and all that, so I can't do no 150. But at the time, it was like, take it. And I drove all the way there, and I did the show, and it ended up leading to where AJ was like, man, we need to call P, because we need to do something. And he called P at the time, and P was saying that he wanted a stage play. And I was like, stage play? That ain't my style. I don't know
now
about
wait,
no stage
now this
play.
is at the time you are a comedy promoter at this time.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm both. I'm actually a comedy promoter, and I'm actually doing the stand-up too. And a lot of people didn't even know.
What year is this? Can we date this?
This was probably like 2003.
Yeah, 2003. So then Pete he's smoking hot. He like, you know what I'm saying? He already ran through that year. You know, that year 99 was crazy for him. So this after that.
So he said he wanted a stage play, and I was like, okay. And at the time, I didn't really. AJ was facilitating everything. I wasn't talking to P. I heard him on a three-way one time, and like I say, it's just crazy how Allah worked everything out to where, you know, Master P at the time, me being incarcerated, he was the only person I would read about, other than the Bible and the Quran and all that. But as far as like artists, he was the only one I used to read about that. I was like, man, you know, when I would come out on the comp, I was like, man, I like that dude, man. You know, that's the only rap I would like to meet. And by AJ at the time facilitating that to where me and him actually, I was hearing his voice on the phone, but AJ was talking and he was saying what he wanted to do. And I was like, he asked me, man, can you write a stage play? I didn't know how to write no stage play, but I'm not gonna say no. I mean, I'm talking to Master P. You know what I'm saying? I'm from DC.
What you need me to sew you a dress? What you need me to do?
Come on, man. I'm from DC. We didn't have no rappers.
Right.
So being from Washington, D.C., we didn't have no rappers at the time. No rappers. So talking to somebody that you reading about that's worth 500 million, you like, oh, man, yeah, I know how to write a stage play. So, I mean, and he happened to put me to the test and was like, we'll write this stage play. I want a character. And I was like, all right, you want a character? So I'm like, I don't know about no damn characters. So, you know, just so happened, I was in the house watching Martin. And I started seeing the characters Martin was doing. I was like,
Damn.
I was like, okay. So I actually Googled how to write a stage play. And actually, I say probably like a couple years later, Hurricane Katrina happened. And that's when he was saying that I wanted to be about Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. I was like, okay, cool. Say no more. I got it. And I actually wrote it. But what happened is AJ got incarcerated. AJ went to jail. And
now this the glue.
Huh?
AJ the glue at the time. So this the glue.
This the glue. Yeah.
Right.
So I didn't think no more of it. I'm in Atlanta now living, and I ain't gonna never forget, I was at Lennox Mall eating one day, and I got a phone call from a block number. I normally don't answer block numbers. So when some say answer it, I'm sitting down eating, I answer the phone, I'm like, hello? And a dude said, is this Head? Because at the time that's what they was calling me. I was like, yeah, this Head, what's up? He was like, man, Master P wants to speak to you. So I'm like, really? This somebody I know that's playing games. Right. So when they said that, I hung up. I hung the phone up because somebody playing. So they called right back and they said he's like, yeah, brother, we must have lost connection, but I just said Master P wants to speak to you. And I said, all right, put him on the phone. So he put him on the phone. At the time I knew his voice. So when he came on the phone, you know, he was with that what's going on, my nigga.
Yeah.
I looked at the phone like, dang, this is him. So you know, my next question was, where the hell you get my number? So he was like, man, come on, man. What happened to that play, man? I'm waiting on you, my nigga. So I'm like, look, and what sold the deal with me and him was, I told him, I said, look, and I was straight up. I said, dude, I respect who you are, every move you made. But let me explain something to you about me. I'm the kind of dude, my man reached out to you. I'm not gonna go around my man to get to you. Now, if it's men, we'll be talking like we talking now. But I don't go around my men. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, my nigga, I respect that, my nigga. He was like, man, look, with Jay, you already know Jay's situation. So what we gonna do? I said, man, I wrote the play for Jay to play the character. And he said, nah, my nigga, I want you to do it. So I was like, huh? He was like, yeah, I want you to do it. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna write it, I'm gonna send it to you, and you just tell me what you think. And I sent it, and he called me a couple days, and I was on my way out of town at the time, and he was like, where you at? 'Cause I thought he was gonna call me like, man, this joint garbage. He was like, man, where you at? I said, I'm on my way out of town to take care of something out of town. I say, wow, what's up? And he was like, nah, I was trying to see, was you trying to come out here and let's do that play? So I say, LA? So he was like, yeah. So I paused for a minute and he was like, what's up? What you doing? I said, what I'm doing, I'm making a U-turn right here on this freeway. I'm on my way back to Atlanta.
Hey, it's over. It's whatever I had planned, it's no plans.
Man, hey, let me tell y'all something. And this is something I ain't really never told nobody, but at the time when I was going out of town, y'all know how they had them big billboards on the side of the freeway?
Yeah.
When you be going out of town, driving down the freeway, like big billboard.
Yeah.
At the time, I had just read a billboard, and I ain't gonna never forget. I was in South Carolina, and the billboard said, "You haven't seen nothing yet." So
that's fire.
After I was driving back to Atlanta, and when I got to Atlanta, I said he called me because he never gave me his number at the time. He called me and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you a flight. But I'm gonna call you in the morning, later on the night, and let you know your reservations for the flight." I was like, cool. So I go back to my house, I'm packing, I'm getting things ready to do, never called. So I was like, damn. So after that, I was like, it was probably like 4 a.m. And after he ain't never called, man, I was like, man, like I was a broke dude. I went and booked my own flight. I did all that. So when he called, he ended up calling me at 6 that morning, which it was 3 in LA, 3 a.m. in LA. And he was like, man, my bad, I fell asleep. He was like, but I'm gonna make your arrangement. I said, make your arrangements. I said, P, I'm on my way to LA. I'm on my way to the airport right now. I already booked my flight. You ain't got to book nothing for me. I said, I'm on my way. So he was like, all right, come on. I got somebody to get you. And after I landed, I got there. They was having a casting over in Santa Monica at the time for another film he was doing. And after that, the rest was history. Like one thing I could say about him, and I can't take nothing away from him, a lot of artists are trying to count other people's pockets and think what they have, you supposed to have. Yeah. And one thing I can never say about him, I booked my flight that day. I think my flight was probably about 800 because it was just that one day that I booked it. And when I got to LA, me and him, we left the casting that he was having, and he was going to check me in my hotel. Man, that dude went in his pocket. He was like, how much? He said, how much your flight? I said, I don't know, it's probably $800. So he went in his pocket and just said, huh. So when he said, huh, I was like, all right, but I ain't want to look like no peon and get the counting right in his face. I just want to put it in my pocket, and I ain't never looked. But then he checked me in the Bel Air Deluxe Hotel in Beverly Hills. And I went to the hotel and I looked in my pocket, and that dude, they gave me $11,000.
That's what's up. Shouts out to P, a real one.
Shouts out.
Hey, he said he planted that seed. Hey, that's when you just take it, you put it in your pocket, you pray on it, and watch it grow.
Man, look, he gave me $11,000.
That's love.
And I called him. And I was like, P, man, I said, what you give me this for? I said, man, you ain't gotta give me this kind of money, man. I'm here to make money. I'm like, man, I said, I'm a hustler, man. You ain't gotta do this. He was like, nah, my nigga, we gonna make more than that. So I was like, shit, I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't gonna say no more. And the rest was history, man. We just started working.
Not to cut you off, but I have to say this because this amazes me. Off of the strength that you said alone, we have to remember for everybody that's gonna watch this and that's watching it, like this man T Miles, you basically took a leap of faith. You didn't know how to do the playwriting. You didn't know how to do none of this stuff. Like, and that's why I always tell people it's so important to walk in your purpose. And like my pastor say, use what you got. You Googled it. Use what you got. If you gotta Google it, you gotta Google it. If you gotta hit the books, you gotta hit the books. So shouts out to you for that. Because that's type of thinking, I think sometimes is so important because people overthink and then they get stuck. And sometimes it's just that simple, picking up a phone and finding the answer.
Yeah. You gotta understand. I came out of the projects to where the richest dude in my neighborhood was probably worth what $200,000 cash that he had in a shoebox. So for me to be knowing somebody at the time that was worth 500 million and was labeled as the richest entertainer in the world, I'm like, man, I might have dropped out of school, but I'm about to Google this and figure this out.
Right.
So, and I mean, like all praise to Allah, it worked out for me. It worked out for me. I learned so much from that dude. It was crazy. He was a part of my plan of who I, you know, in the physical world, who I am today.
Then you became the A&R No Limit. So how was the A&R life? No Limit.
I mean, the A&R life was good. Like I had been, a lot of people didn't know, man, being with P, man, like almost every day. Of course, I got rights to hear every song that he had that no one had ever heard. So I'm like, man, what are you doing, man? Let's just put this out. Now we just doing films at the time. So he like, in due time. I'm like, nah, man, nah, we need to put this out now. And he was like, nah, due time. So he called me one day and he was like, man, you ready? I was in Atlanta. I said, yeah, I'm ready for what? And he's like, man, we're gonna do this music. We're gonna bring this music back. I was like, yeah, I'm ready, man. We should have been did that. And he was like, you got some artists over there, or you know, some people. And at the time, I had already was over here doing music in Atlanta and had my own little movement going on at the time with artists that I had. And he was like, he had his eyes set on a certain artist that was already over here. And I was like, nah, I got somebody fired in that. Nah, I got somebody fired in that. She's winning every showcase. She's doing it all. Like, yeah. And he flew here and we signed him. And after that, I mean, we was going to the studio on his project and Rome project and man, their project. And I mean, P he's a very talented dude, man. And a lot of people don't really give him his credit and his flowers as they should, but a lot of stuff that dude could be doing that he don't do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's real. That A&R, that's when I really got hip to you, A&R, because you know we was chasing the music dream as well. And that's why I started noticing. I seen you was getting a lot of people in them No Limit doors at that time. You know,
yeah,
you was
a lot.
Yeah, and there was a lot of Atlanta people too. It was like, you know, you was getting, and you know, you was just doing it. You was working, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of A&Rs, they played a role, and I think they bleed artists more, but you was really getting people deals.
Man, I was doing a lot for people, man, and I was going into a lot of trenches, you know, from Detroit, from a lot of hoods, man, that other people wouldn't even go. And I was just trying to do whatever I could to help people because I know coming from where I come from, I know how important dreams are. And I also know about how important it is when you like the black sheep or when the underdog, people don't want to deal with you. I mean, in this industry, what I've learned, there, a lot of people that you think men, they're not men. And that's where I felt like, man, being as though I feel like Allah put me through what I went through in life to get me ready to be able to go out here in these wilderness and deal with these wolves that really, man, really not wolves. It's just they having no choice to be wolves. And a wolf don't understand another wolf until you both are wolves. And that's what it made it more comfortable for me to go ahead and deal with certain people that wouldn't deal with others. And they would listen to whatever I would really tell them. And I was trying my best to help them. So if P wasn't even dealing with them on the music because at the time they just wasn't fit, I was finding out a way myself to create films and help break them as actors to artists, to scoring their music in a film, to showing their video at the end. Whatever I could do, I was trying to do.
Okay, so I have a question. What do you feel is more important for artists? So you have an artist that comes to you and they want to develop a movie, or you have an artist that's coming to you and they want to act. At what point do you feel like, which one do you think would be more important to their career?
Or rap or whatever.
No, just these two. I want to know out of these two. But this person is not a full-time film producer. This is just somebody that has a project that they may want to do or has a project that they may want to act in. Which one would you say, and they have the funds available, which one would you say is more important for that person?
If they have the funds, I would say, man, do your own film. Do your own film. Be the star. Be the star of that film. Because for one, it gives you got to understand. If you come to me as an actor or artist, but you want to act, if you come to my film, that's going to limit you. Because for one, that you giving me the power to put you in a position to where you can be even bigger than. But if you go do your own film, you are the boss. So now everybody up under you have to listen to you. So
But
that
what about
allows you, man.
connections? I mean, don't
Huh?
connections matter? What about connections?
No, connections matter, but you got to also understand to it now. Now, say for instance, if I'm a rapper and I want to do a film and I got the budget to do it, now it's going to allow me to be the lead actor. It's going to allow to all the music in the whole film is just my music. And it's going to give me the credit as executive producer. Now you get me in the doors of distributing companies. You might can get me in the door with Walmart, which is the world's biggest distribution. Because guess what? Now I could do, even though Walmart is the only people that's still selling cassette tapes, you allow me to show my movie as my acting ability. Now, and on the other side is my music in one cassette case. That's the world's biggest distribution.
Okay.
But if I'm just an artist, if I'm just an actor, then I'm allowed the dude to go do that, and I'm just acting in his film.
So then I get acting roles, but I own nothing.
You know what that question is just like? That question, what you just asked me, is just like artists of today going to do showcases, performing in front of a bunch of other people who want to be them on stage and waiting their turn to get on.
Mm.
So why do that? Why do that when you could be the person who threw the showcase and get all those to be a compilation that you go distribute? And guess what? No matter what, you're gonna get the credit of them because it's your album.
That's true. That's true. Fair enough.
It's just like all the other artists. It's just like all the other artists that's out here that get signed to your Jeezys, your T.I.s, and all these other artists. Guess what? You still don't even know them. All you know is that's Jeezy artists.
That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's facts.
So why not be the head nigga in charge if you blessed to be that?
Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's real. That's real tough.
More work, higher reward, though. Higher reward for sure. Okay. You broke it down. I'm an arguer. I'm an arguer because I go back and forth, but you got this.
He know what it is.
So
you working with P, right? P doing everything. You know, he doing movies, he doing clothes, he doing merchandise, he's doing everything. What makes you break off and do Recognize?
What made me really break off and do Recognize is Recognize is a film that I had already had for since 2007. And what made me break off do it, I learned so much from dealing with P because I was always thinking, man, to do a movie. Because me and Mike Brooks tried to do a movie in 2000 in DC called Playing Big. And it was so much. Because at the time, I didn't know nothing about the film game. So it was so much that I was like, man, this is just too much. But when I got with P, I seen how it was so easy. And one thing about P, he would take me to some of the meetings with companies from when he was doing with I forgot the name of that damn company he used to deal with. I used to go and with Blockbuster and all them. And I would see how P, man, would talk to them white folks. And the way he would talk, I was like, damn. And we would get outside like, man, why don't people let me? You got to understand, I'm what they need. So when I seen how easy it was and the blueprint that was behind it, I said, I'm going to do Recognize. And shout out to my partner, One Way Booby, that's incarcerated in there, who actually starred Recognize with me, the one played Ray. He was an artist, and he was a big artist in DC. And I actually took his whole package to P. And I was like, look, P, I got this artist named One Way Booby. He got 3 videos on 106 and Park. He's on MTV. His BBS spins is at an all-time high. Right now, he just wants to have the Tank as a representation because he has a new video, but BET said, Rap City said they can't take him because he's doing too much than a signed artist. So he just needs the Tank.
Meaning
so
what? What does that mean? People, he had his hands in a lot of stuff, or what?
Now, I'm gonna break it down to you. In other words, this nigga's a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, because you got to understand, he was an independent artist paying for his own funding, and he was paying for his funding like he was with your Bad Boys or your Def Jams on 106 and Park. So P was like, well, why this dude ain't signed yet?
Yeah.
So I had to look at him like,
Yeah.
so that's when people like,
Yeah.
I don't know about this one. I went all the other ones, but I don't know about this one. And to be honest with you, I sent them his whole package called Big Time Dreams, and that's where P saw Fat Trail, and we signed Fat Trail to the label. We signed Fat Trail, and I stamped Alley Boy and everybody else because them dudes to me was great artists. They just wanted the right leader, and I thought P was the right one. So that's what made me do Recognize, because I let Booby start a movie with me. And if you notice at the end of the video, I played his videos. So that was
I have another question.
That helped break me.
It's kind of like a transitioning question, but I want to know, even before that, I mean, what made you want to go from comedy to film production? What made you want to enter so many realms in the entertainment business?
I felt like I could do them all. And to be honest with you, I just look at it as being a leader. And like I tell a lot of people, if you're gonna believe in me, believe in someone that you know can do it. And I always stress to people, how to do certain things and become great and be the best at it. And I just, jumped and did it. I mean, I feel like to me, it ain't nothing I really can't do. And once I put my mind to it, I'm just gonna go do it. Like a lot of people don't know right now, I'm doing my first single record, and I'm gonna break it. And I'm telling y'all, right now, it's gonna be.
So wait. Do we got a name?
Exclusive.
Do we got a name?
This is an exclusive right here.
The name of the single? Don't get me ready.
The name of this single is called "What It Do." And of course, it ain't nothing on no gangster. It's because, like I say, I study the music, and I go out to clubs. Me and my fiance go, and she party, but I sit back and I listen. I like to see what makes people get up and move. Yeah. And when I see that, I say, you know what? I done did everything in this industry except made my own single and made it hot. And I'm gonna do it. And I'm doing it now.
That's dope.
We're gonna clap that up right there. We're gonna clap it up for that.
And I want to see now. I gotta go back to this though, because now you got me thinking.
He gonna build a record label.
I feel like that may work for certain people. That may work for someone like you that's been in adverse situations, overcomer, overachiever, somebody that can keep pushing, someone that can keep their head up in the most felon situations. But would you advise that to the average, rapper, upcoming artist to have their hands in so many things? Because in this industry, it takes money and people get burnt out.
Now, you know what? To be honest with you, this is the thing. I would tell people that there is no limits to nothing. You got to understand. One of the best people to ever do it was Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx wanted to be a singer, but no one would accept him. So what he did comedy. He became an actor. Now he came back to singing. So sometimes we got to understand, man, it's so many roads to get to the top. There is no such thing as one road. That's because you choose one road. But man, it's plenty of roads that you could take to get to the top. You ain't sometimes got to always follow everybody else. That's why you don't sometimes reach it. Because what works for them, that don't mean it got to work for you. Sometimes you got to take another road. I'm just being honest with you. And a lot of times I tell a lot of people when I say things like that, they like, man, well, if I take another road, man, it might take me longer to get there. See, what you don't understand about this industry is the top is not where it's at. You taking your roads and going up is the enjoyment of this industry. And that's going up. No matter how long it take, enjoy it. Because those are the experiences that you're going to see for the first time ever in your life, and you're going to enjoy it. When you get to the top, you know what's at the top, the bottom.
Yeah, right. I feel that. Yeah.
Take your road. Take your road, man. Enjoy going up. Like I tell people, I enjoy every day of my life because I meet new people. I do new things. I learn new things. And man, I ain't pressed to get to the top. A lot of people like, man, why you ain't at the top? Man, I ain't pressed to get to the top. I still got a lot more living to do. So man, when I get to the top, okay, I'm at the top. What's next? The bottom. So right now, I'm enjoying a lot of things going up.
I respect that.
Yeah, that's deep. That was deep. That was deep. We ain't had nobody saying that yet. That was a jewel. Like that. But yeah, man. So you do the acting, man. You do these cruise things I be seeing on, cause I follow you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan. You do the cruises, the parties and stuff like that. I mean, how is that going? I mean, really, you like an ultimate hustler, man. Like you don't play, man. You be just doing your thing.
Did you
So
say?
Man, let me
T-Moss, did you
the
save
cruise-
anybody? Did you save anybody anything?
Nah, all I'm doing is showing you, like, man, hey, there's no such thing as the sky's the limit. You can do whatever and keep going. Like like I say, I enjoy, you know, and man, we got one life to live. Man, do it all. I mean, man, that's what all this is for. Allah's like, man, all this is for you. Like, man, enjoy yourself.
Can I
Man,
ask you a
go out
question?
there and do. Yes, ma'am.
Do you enjoy these things, or do you find enjoyment out of these things? Because it's a difference. You know, some people feel like this is my purpose. I was born to do this versus I'm gonna do what I'm passionate about, or I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna find enjoyment in it.
You know what? I feel like it. Certain things I feel like it's my purpose, but certain things like when you do like the cruises and when I do those kind of things, I feel like I enjoy doing it because this my thing is my happiness. I live my happiness through you, through your eyes. And I remember the first time when I did the cruise, I had all my partners, a lot of dudes that was from the hood and never been out of Washington, D.C., never even been out their neighborhood. And they came on these cruises because of me. And we always at the top of the boat while I was selling. And while they was all laughing and talking, I was looking to the side and I brought them over. I walked over to them. I said, man, explain some of y'all. This is what life is about. Life ain't about just being on the corner. You know, in your hood, claiming something that's not even yours. This is what life is about. Look, man, we don't even see land no more. We on water. And when I seen them dudes' eyes when they thought about it, and I said, man, look, right now, we're gonna take this time out, and whoever you pray to, we're gonna thank him right now. Cause man, y'all getting to see other parts of that's in this world that a lot of people, man, ain't even really here to see that was in our positions. And I live my life a lot of times through other people's eyes. Just like right now, I mean, looking at y'all, I feel like, man, when I leave y'all and I go on my night, I feel like, man, you know what? I'm just so thankful that I could be a part of people's success who, like y'all might look up to me, I look up to y'all for what y'all doing. And by me seeing y'all being so happy and pleased, man, I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased. I just want to be an avenue for people or whatever it is that I can do, man, I'm good with.
I want to say this too. Like I like what you're doing, and I'm a fan of you for a reason because, like you said, when I was a guy, I ain't had no talent, I couldn't rap this and that. Us as black people need to find other ways out of the hood. You found a way to be around it and win without ever picking up the mic, man. And you know what I'm saying? That's like a big thing. You know, you ain't pick up a basketball, you ain't pick up the mic. And the thing about us, I feel like we lack vision as black folks. We lack vision, and that's what I think. That's why I wanted you on the show, because I think that you're a visionary, and I think you just got a vision. Like, man, I don't got the talent, I can't rap, I can't hoop, but I still can make it out the hood. What I can do is I can organize this for my people. And that's why I feel like you. I think that's your talent. That's why I respect about you.
Leader.
Just being just following you and just saying what you do in this industry, man. That's what I respect about you. Regardless of the years in jail or whatever had to do, like all the pitfalls. I mean, you got out, you wasn't mad at the hood, you wasn't mad at people, you did what you had to do, and you put people on, man. You just don't see that out of people, man. Like it ain't, you know, I seen people get money out of people, but I ain't seen people really put people on like you done. You know what I mean?
That's a different type of person.
I do everything I could, like even with the young lady, Miss Chi, who was signed to the label. I felt so good about when I first met her. She was doing this little club in Decatur called Chit Chats, and little tore down hood. And I remember walking up to her and I told her, I said, man, if you listen to me, and I told straight up, I said, I ain't coming at you for no sex, no none of that. Like, if you just listen to me and follow me, I can help you get you in a better position. And I felt so good from taking that young lady from doing Chit Chats to where I ain't gonna never forget, she cried because she did the House of Blues that she she knew Tupac once was on that stage.
Mhm.
And when she came to me and told me that, I felt like, man, my job is completed. Whatever took place with this young lady, your job is completed. You did what you're supposed to do. And I mean, it's little things like that that some people might think is little, you know, when they tell me that, but they don't know it's so big to me. Cause that's all I want to hear. That's all I just want to see, that, you know, I may not can get you all the way to the top, but if I could just put you on my shoulders to get you higher than where you at right now, I'm good, man.
And
I
to
feel
be,
like that's so. Hold on, because I gotta say this. I feel like that's so dope because y'all have a similarity in that. Like even working with my husband, we do music together, but we put on a lot of artists together. And I know the passion that you have, and it's like gratitude. Like he's always happy about. It could be something so small to someone else, but it's. We had a girl group. We put it together. It's called We Them Girls. We put a project out. This is, for example, something like this. The girl, not a lady, she ain't never put no music out. But for us, it was so big to share the platform that we had and to teach her the game that we could. And she came in the studio, she broke down and cried. You know what I'm saying? We like, damn, you know what I'm saying? This is somewhat what this is about too. You know, I kind of feel like where you coming from, like sometimes God bless you with things so you can bless others.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And that's the key.
And that's where you came into play too. Like
I did. We did that. Shot her first video, did all that. We put it together. But like I said, like with you, the game need more people like you.
Yeah.
You know, the game got so many artists, so many people that got the mic. Some people shouldn't have the mic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They want to be around the game. And to me, this is why I wanted to do this interview, because to me, I want to show people like, man, this dude's successful. He was with Master P, never rapped. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? You might could be a T Miles. Because you got that dude that's in the studio and he like, man, I gotta get on the song because that's what you need to do to be on. Like, nah, dog, get the phone and start calling labels and start working and helping. You know what I'm saying?
No, do exactly what T Miles said. Get the phone and Google it.
Yeah, and do whatever you gotta do. And that's the point. And then
you know what's something to touch on what y'all said about, you know, what you do for people. And my fiance always tell me this. And my sometimes that is good, but the big downfall with that is sometimes you got to understand you can want things for people so much that they don't want it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the
so you got to be careful. You also got to be careful about what you want for people because they could drain you. They could drain you because they don't even want it for themselves. So, but you want it so bad, and just to touch base on that. Yeah, just to touch base on that. I just did a film. A film I just wrapped, and I actually shot the film 3 times, and the first 2 times it was with a film company that it's not that they didn't know what they was doing. It was just that they didn't want it as bad as I thought they did. You know, because when people tell me all the time, like, man, let's do a movie. So now when I finally did the movie with them, they didn't want it as much as I thought they did. It just became real because they was doing a movie with me. It became real, and they didn't want it. So I actually ended up doing it 2 times, and from shots that wasn't gotten, and I had to go do it again, to where I had to end up doing it with another company and getting it done. But that's why it comes from, man. You know, sometimes you want things for other people that don't really want it for themselves yet.
That's very true. That's fact.
That is. That's smart.
That's fact.
But look, you got a new film out.
Let's talk about the whole thing, though. Let's talk about you business owner as well, and that's kind of how you got into your film production, correct?
Man, no. Let me tell you, this movie is my best movie ever that I'm releasing next month. It's called Swap Out. It's called, the name of the movie is Swap Out, Curiosity Killer.
Wait, let's go through the history. You got Recognize 1,
Recognize 1, Recognize 2.
You got Welcome to the Dirty Dirty.
Well, man, I got so many films with people in Atlanta, people don't even know I did. Because I don't ask for the credit. For the credit. I want to help them become a director or a filmmaker. And people don't even know that I did it. They don't even have a clue. So if I was to tell you, I probably have 11 films under my belt in Atlanta.
That's crazy.
That people don't even know.
Shouts out to you.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
it.
Shouts out to you for that. But
That people don't even know. They don't even have a clue about it.
that he didn't.
But like I said, this movie Swap Out, great movie, man. Oh, you're gonna love it. It's a whole different ball game, a whole different lane for me.
Where is it available at? Where can we watch it at? Is it out now?
It's not out yet.
Next
It's
month.
Yep, it's gonna be on all
Are you
platforms.
doing a viewing? Are you gonna do like a
Special viewing.
I'm doing a screening March the 12th here in Atlanta. It's gonna be crazy, man. The king is back.
Hey, TV to Miss Dina blow down. You hear me? We're blow down with the cameras on. What's up?
Hey, no. Hold up. So y'all are in Atlanta?
No, we in Ohio.
We
in Ohio.
We moved. Hey,
so y'all in Cleveland?
We moved
Y'all in
like
Cleveland,
you
Ohio,
moved
right?
like you moved. We turning around
Man,
on the
look.
highway. What's up?
Hey, look, if y'all come down, I'm gonna make sure everything is set up for y'all own little private area. You get this movie gonna be crazy. This movie is about to make history because it's a whole different
lane. We gonna put that in the calendar. You just said it.
Marcus, we'll be there.
It's on a Saturday. It's a whole different lane. I don't know if y'all gonna be ready for it because, like I don't think nobody gonna be ready for it because it's different from what I normally do. And like I say, Swap Out, Curiosity Killed the Cat. Swap Out stands for SWAPOUT, and that's the abbreviation of sleeping with another person on unique terms.
That I
I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I'm gonna tell y'all something else. My whole lane is I'm taking the adult entertainers and I'm making them theatrical actors. And I'm about to bring the adult world to the theatrical world. Cause that's the lane that the world is going in right now. So guess what? Ain't no more sex scenes where they up under the cover and they wrapped up. Oh no.
Lord.
They wide open.
Oh Lord. Hold on, now I told you we from Ohio, so let me get ready. I'm gonna start practicing to get ready for this movie.
I'm telling you. And I mean, you got to understand a lot of films is been where a lot of women is being exposed. Man, I'm exposing guys on this one too.
Hey. Okay.
So it's gonna be very entertaining for everybody to see. That's the new lane I'm taking.
Can't wait to see it. Make sure everybody check it out.
It's gonna be crazy. And so that one right now, me and my fiance, we start on our next film next month too, which is called Behind the Veil from her best-selling book, and we doing this, man. Oh, we going crazy on this.
So soon-to-be wifey is a author.
She's an author and a doctor.
Oh wow!
As you can see, hold up. You can see I got this pink background, and she's an AKA, so I'm in her office right now.
Wow! Okay. Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. And I mean, she also took me in another direction because she's the first African American female to own 2 methadone clinics here in Georgia with the highest accreditation of 100. So
I don't have no more left, but I'm gonna go on and cheers to that.
Yeah, got you.
So like I say, man, I'm extremely blessed, man, and you know, it's not a day to go by that I don't thank the Creator for what He's did for me in the direction and what He has for me now. So I'm happy. I'm happy, man.
Well, let me say this, man. Let me say this to you right now, brother to brother, man. Man, you keep doing what you're doing. We need more brothers like you. We need you to keep doing your work. We need you in this place, breaking down these barriers for us. We need people that look like us in the positions and the roles that you're playing.
Giving opportunities.
Right, and that's what we're here for. We're here to support everything you're doing, man. But we want to give you your flowers right now, man. You done made some great films. You entertaining us. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, we appreciate you, man. You keep doing what you're doing. You're a black brother that really did your job. You did your work, man. You really deserve everything that you got coming to you, man. And you got more coming. You know what I'm saying?
What the sign say?
Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
You know what I'm saying? And that's real. Like, you know, it's good to have you on the show, man, and talking to you, man, because I really feel like You know, they ain't got a guy like you that's in that seat, man, that director seat. There ain't a guy like you. It ain't a real one in that seat yet like that. You know what I mean? So you open up the doors for the real ones. You know what I mean? We putting them real films together, and we really appreciate what you're doing, man. So we just want to let you know, man, and give you your praise, man, before they give you the Grammy, because to me, or the Oscar or whatever else they gonna give you, before they give you all that, we gonna give you your stuff here, because that's what we gotta do. We gotta celebrate each other. We can't wait till they start celebrating us. You know what I mean?
And you know what? That means so much to me. And this is gonna sound crazy. You know, as far as with an Oscar and all that, like I'm cool with it. But to be honest with you, just hearing what you say and hearing what's coming from y'all is more important to me, because when they give me an Oscar, only thing that's letting me know is to a degree, I did the work them crackers wanted me to do that made them money. But when I hear talking about a y'all where I ain't nowhere where I want to be yet, and just hearing what you telling me, man, that means so much to me. That's like gas in my tank.
Yeah, and I'm hoping
I can't wait to see.
We hoping we putting gas in your tank, because man, it's real, man. We need more people like you, man. We need people that create the opportunities, not people that just there to take the opportunities. And you one of the ones that's creating opportunities, man, from putting artists on, from making movies, putting their music at the end,
doing the work,
man. You really doing it, man. Against all odds too. You know, against all odds, man. You know, you don't catch people that serve the time that you serve, man, and come out and be able to serve the people like they serve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that just don't happen. So we gotta, you know, sometimes, man, we wait till people die and say, man, he did recognize 1 and 2.
Yeah, right,
we gonna say it when you living. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because that's what we need to start practicing as black men, like, you know, just giving it up, man. It's like, you know, we so tough, we don't want to give it up. You know what I mean? We like, man, oh, he did that, I could do it. Nah, man, let's give it up to the man, man. He put on, man.
It's
you know
well
what I'm saying? He did his
deserved.
thing. It's
deserved.
You deserve it. You know what I mean? It ain't about what the work you did. See, we didn't even say the work you did with P. We talking about the work you did. The work you did.
Solely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, the work you did with P was great. A lot of work about the work you did.
Right, you know? Right.
And that's real talk. Sometimes we get with these big people and they so big, you know, we don't get no credit because they're all, he's with P, he's supposed to. Nah, man, this dude, you know, it's a lot of people that been with P or been with Diddy or been with somebody else and ain't do nothing after they left. You actually did, you know, and still doing it.
You just,
you know what?
That's
one of the things. That's one of the things that P always tell me. He like, man, I'm proud of you now, man, because you know, that's why I don't really bother you like how I used to, because man, I see you your own boss, and you finally got the picture, you found the blueprint. So he said, that's why. But I call you when I need you. So I mean, that's how it is. Like, man, that's a brother of mine. I got a lot of love for him. He loved me. And like I said, I learned so much from that dude. It's ridiculous. But he realized that I found the blueprint that works for me.
You know, you just living proof that even though you dominated in this field, it's kind of cliche and it's kind of funny because you actually do the acting and you actually do the film production, but life is like a movie and you gotta be the star.
Right.
And you doing your movies, but you also the star of your life. Yeah. And that's why I tell a lot of people, you know, life is like a movie. You gotta be the star player. You gotta be the star of your life. But we appreciate you so much and just sharing this game, sharing your insight on so much, giving up so much, just spreading love and joy and putting people on. Like my husband said, we need people like you. So we just, you know, wish you a lot of blessings. You and your fiance keep winning. And at this time, you know, you can just tell the people where to follow you. Tell them about any projects. I know you got Swap Out. That's about to be crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like I say, definitely, man, Swap Out coming out next month. Then we start with Behind the Veil right after that. We say we was gonna knock out 5 films this year. So we got 3 more to go right after this. So man, we working, we going hard. We just bought a 31,000 square foot church in Macon, Georgia. We turning into a community center for the projects out there in Pleasant Hill, where we bought the 3 duplexes, houses behind it, and we placed people with addiction that was homeless. So we giving them somewhere to live now. They live in homes to start over. So everything is a blessing, man. I mean, we just working and we just doing what we got to do.
I love that.
And where can they follow you at?
Y'all, I mean, well, they can follow me on of course Facebook. All you gotta do is do Terry Miles, or even T Millions or whatever. But on my Instagram is a little difficult because it's Abdullah T Miles Kwali. And I mean, but you could just probably do T Miles, but Abdullah T Millions Kwawi.
Okay.
That's on my Instagram.
Okay. All right, y'all have
That's
it
what's
here.
up. That's why
y'all heard it for the man himself.
Y'all better get with him, man, because he making films. He making it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
better get
with
the castings. You know,
get with me. Whatever I could do for anybody, whatever I can do for y'all, I'm willing to do. If I can't do it, I'll just tell you I can't do it. But if you give me time, we'll figure it out. But I mean, and I'm being honest with you. That's just me. I mean, if I could do it right now, I'll tell you, let's do it. We're gonna do it this way. We're gonna make it work. If I can't do it, I can't do it. That's just hard. But if I know we can, just give me time to figure it out, and we can make it happen some way, somehow.
That's what's up, and that's T Mills.
I got it.
Making them millions, man. Making $1 million films. We doing our thing, man. So look, man, we appreciate you, man. We enjoyed this talk, man. Thanks for pulling up at Route 8.
What?
You know
He done
pulled up. He done pulled up.
He ain't caught it flat though. He good.
He good. He done pulled up at Route 8. Now he gotta go, man, because this man do his
I
thing.
appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm not the social media savvy kind of person, but I mean, like I say, man, hey, I appreciate
That's what we here
y'all. I appreciate y'all telling me what y'all doing for me. I appreciate that, man. Whatever I can do to return the favor and help with you, man, just hit me. You got my number.
All you gotta do is keep opening up new buildings and keep blessing them people that's homeless.
That's all you gotta do, brother.
You already in your purpose.
That's all you gotta do, bro. You already doing it. That's why you here. You know, man, you already doing it, man. Just keep doing you, man. We appreciate you, man, for you know, helping out people that look like us, man. You know, you out there, man. You on the front line for us, man. We appreciate it. We need more people like you in this game, man. And a lot of people, man, put down the mic because you can't rap and pick up a book and learn something. You know what I mean? That's the key.
But wait. Now, because he got a single coming out.
He got a single, too.
Now, he got a single. I ain't forget.
He got a single. We gonna remix that thing.
Watch this single, man. Let me tell you something. I done did a lot of music for a lot of people. Now I'm doing it for me. Man, when I say the women gonna run on that dance floor and make it work, watch this.